Running a brokerage is hard work, so whether you're focused on building your own sales pipeline, hiring the best agents, leveling up your team's production, or protecting the culture you've built, you're in the right place. Real estate brings the challenges, and we share the solution. Welcome to the show dedicated to broker entrepreneurs. Welcome to the Brokerpreneur Podcast. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Brokerpreneur Podcast. I'm Dr. Ben Spears, the Doctor of Flow. I'm here as usual with the big guy,
Doctor of Flow.
Matt Vi. What's up, Matt Vi?
Man, just living the dream, blazing through a year. Right, it was 2023 a minute ago, blazing through it. But yeah, just doing fantastic,
Yeah, for sure. It's coming up on the end of the year, right? The fourth quarter.
Yep.
And I hear you talk all the time about how,
absolutely,
man, the end of the third quarter is basically the end of the year.
It is
for a lot of brokers.
If you don't have a plan in place, man, look out.
Yeah, look out. Especially over these next 6 months. So, guys, well, actually, Matt, what are we talking about today, man?
Yeah, so we know the market is shifting, right? We're going to talk a little bit about it. We're going to talk a little bit about that, but we're going to talk about helping agents in the market, agents in your office, and recruits in the market. Talk a little bit about budgeting, a message that you need to make sure that you're getting out, not just to your people, but that, if you care about your industry, we want to make sure that we're getting the word out to agents that are in your marketplace, recruits, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to dig into that.
Yeah, I love it. And guys, as always, just like we talk about, just like I say, make sure you hit that follow, that subscribe button. Before we get started, that helps us a ton. I'm also going to ask for a couple more favors. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you just right now just go down and hit that thumbs up button if you like our content. If it's your first time listening, man, we appreciate you being here. Wait till the end of the episode and then you can do it. And then leave a comment, right? That just pushes our stuff to the top of the algorithm and really helps us, produce that much more content, for YouTube. So beyond that, a couple links in the description below as well. One is for Brokerpreneur Not So Secret Society. It's our free mastermind we do every single Friday with brokers from across the country. There's also, we just added a free recruiting bundle link down there. There's just like so many cool free recruiting goodies inside of that. I think there's 5 or 6 of them. Go take a look at that. A couple replays of a few things, few downloads. I know that they will help your business.
Absolutely.
So Matt, understanding the market shift, right?
Yep.
When you're talking about budgeting, right? And we're talking about the end of the market.
Right.
Obviously, it's 2020. It's 2023 in September. If you're listening, whenever you're listening to this, people, market is kind of crazy.
Yep.
Right? It's doing a little different things than it used to be in a couple of years. What's it got to do with budgeting? Yeah, so
of course it has a lot to do with it. We all know that, right? Yeah, nothing. It's completely disassociated. So, in Not So Secret Society, right, and all the other masterminds we do and everything, we always open up with, how's the market, right? Yep. We talk, in part because we got brokers from across the country, and Thursdays we got agents from across the country, so there's a lot of people in there. It's not just that I want to hear about that market. Yeah. I want other people on the call to hear about the market, but more importantly, I want people to hear perspectives.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's important to make sure that everyone is understanding what's going on with the market from different people's perspective. Because if somebody's a buyer's agent, right? Yeah. They might think, well, man, this is the worst market. This is the worst market ever. But if somebody that literally just does listings and knows how to price them, man, they're still in a great market right now. Right? And so that's what I want. Whenever we bring that up, we want everybody to kind of chip in with each other and talk about, from a big picture standpoint, really what's going on in the market. Now, the market, as we all know, it is national and it's local. You got to know what's going on with both of those. You have to know what the trends are. When we talk about understanding the market, if you're gonna put messaging out about the market is shifting, or if you're hearing a lot in your market that it's shifting and it's a bad market and it's a down market and all that kind of stuff, you have to know what that means. Yeah. And so from a national market standpoint, some markets trail other markets. Right? Some markets lead other markets.
Gotcha.
Knowing where you're at and knowing whether you're leading or trailing makes a big difference, especially if you're going to put content out that's going to help your agents in your office better prepare, and if you're going to help agents that are in the market that are recruits, because you want them to know that you know what the heck you're talking about.
Yeah.
So understand big picture, understand the macro, take a close look at the micro. People say all the time, all real estate is really local. Yes, absolutely, that's true. However, that doesn't mean you ignore the big picture.
Yeah.
As a broker, an agent, maybe you can do that. But a broker, you can't do that. A broker, you have to know that macro and you have to know that micro. Find a way of easily getting that information delivered to you. Then you can dig into how you can help your agents budget and pay attention because you really know what's going on with the market.
Yeah, and you look like a genius.
Absolutely.
Right? If you can find that market that leads your market, and you can kind of say, okay, this is probably what's coming.
Absolutely.
Then it makes you just look like a genius. And agents, that's who they want to be with.
Absolutely.
Right? They want to be with a leader who knows what's coming. Side question on that, just really quick. Does every does every market lead some market, or is there like, man, this is just the last market?
Every market leads some other market.
Okay, I'm just curious.
And that market might be a sub-market of itself. Right.
Yeah.
So pretty common in real estate is that commercial follows rooftops, right? That's the saying. So meaning that, if you're a residential brokerage and you see what's going on in the residential community with sales and everything, 18 months, 24 months later, you're going to see the same thing in commercial is what a lot of people have historically said. Okay. So everything leads some other market. But it's like a dog chasing his tail, right? You ever seen that video of the dog chasing his tail running around it? That's all it is, right?
What's it got to do with rooftops? I don't get that.
Rooftops are residential.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, rooftops mean just residential whenever they say that. So rooftops, commercial follows rooftops. When rooftops are being built, when rooftops are being sold, commercial is going to follow that.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. See, guys, I'm learning something too. Okay? Yeah, so don't judge me. So the next thing on our agenda here is financial preparedness.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not looking forward to this part. Whatever that is, I'm just like, okay, hit me with it, Matt. Make it good.
Yeah, bring it.
Hey, Dr. Ben here. I hope you're enjoying this episode. If sometimes you feel overloaded or alone when it comes to building your brokerage, I want you to know that we are here for you. There's so much support available to agents, but hardly any dedicated to brokers. I want to personally invite you to schedule a complimentary strategy call where Matt will help you build a 3-step profitability plan that will immediately produce results. This is not a sales pitch. There's no obligation. Simply click the link in the description below. Now let's get back to the show.
So financial preparedness. When we're talking to our agents, a lot of brokers are already doing this, right? They're having conversations with their agents about making sure that their agents are staying ahead of what's going on from a cost standpoint, right? Mm-hmm. Past month and a half, and everything that we've talked about on all of our masterminds, BNSS, all that kind of stuff, we've brought up every time. Hey, pay attention. Help your people pay attention to what their costs are. From a recruiting standpoint, if an agent is not paying attention to their cost and they see that they're not bringing home as much money, there's not as many transactions, and they just got their head down, they're doing what they need to do and everything, but they're not really paying attention to it, somebody's going to come along and say, oh, you know what, if you just did this and this and you do this a little bit different, you're going to put more money in your pocket. And they're like, oh, wait, that's fantastic. How come my broker's not telling me that, right? Mm-hmm. Then you have a retention issue. However, if you're the broker out there saying that, hey, take a look at these expenses, take a look at these costs, take a look at what's going on with this. Now you're the one that's actually attracting those people because some other broker wasn't paying attention to it. The key is dig into it.
Yeah.
Have the conversation with your current agents. Have the conversation with the recruits in the market. Tell them to go take a look at where they're spending their money, right? One of our masterminds, one of the agents, this is one of the agent-facing ones, one of the agents on there said, that they've got a reminder on their calendar that every quarter they go back and look at the things that they spent money on over the past 3 months. Mm-hmm. So they go back through their credit card and look at all the things that are automatically happening. Remember Tony talking about?
Yeah.
And what it does, he goes back and looks and says, okay, did I use that? And so he gives it 3 months.
Yeah,
but if he hasn't used it by the end of that 3 months, man, he's ready to cut it right then.
Yeah, cut ties.
Man, talk to your agents about that. How much it's like the whole Netflix thing and Disney Plus and all that kind of stuff, right? If you're not using them, stop paying for them.
Yeah.
And so this is the same exact thing. Do you have 3 CRMs? Your agents have 3 CRMs, and they're barely using one of them. Get rid of the other 2. Now's the time to have those conversations with them. Take a look at those expenses. Help them dig into be the resource, the person that reminds them to dig into those things, so they're not paying for something that isn't going to help them, especially going into a contracting market, if that's really where your market's going.
Yeah, for sure. If you're listening to this on Spotify, keep paying for that.
Yeah, that's right.
Obviously we can't talk about, helping agents budget, and obviously, brokers can take this information for their brokerages as well. Right. We can't talk about this without bringing up support and training a little bit, because
absolutely
that's such a critical piece as far as this entire topic.
Absolutely. They have to make sure that, so if you're a broker, your trainings need to include, accountants, right? You need to have financial planners coming in, right? Let me say something about accountants really quick. As the market contracts and people are not prepared for it, one of the biggest things that's overlooked is taxes. And then taxes come around and end up biting a lot of people in the butt. Please make sure you have an accountant come in that's a reminder, that's let's just say over the next 9 months, about every 3 months, have an accountant come in and either go to their office and record a 1-second tip with them, right? Or have them come into a sales meeting, or if you're on a Zoom training or whatever it is, have them come in and have those conversations with their people. It is extremely important that you keep the tax man cometh, that you keep that in front of your agents.
He's coming either way.
That's exactly right.
Tax man's coming either way.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And so this is a way of making sure that you really help your agents not get into a pinch, right? Yeah. So training is absolutely crucial.
Yeah, I like that, and it's just such a good practice for brokers to bring in their network. Yep. Or their trusted vendors and advisors to introduce to their agents as well, because it's a huge referral source, right? You start bringing those people in. I know it's a complete side note, everybody, that you start bringing your accountant in and your home inspectors and you name it, they're going to start sending business your way as well, because they know who's taking care of them.
Right.
Last thing here, Matt. Maintaining motivation, right? This has got to be like the toughest thing when it comes to budgeting on the face of the earth, because there's just too many really cool things out there that are offered to agents and brokers that they say, man, screw taxes. That's right. This is cool. That's right. So I'm gonna steal from James here, right? I don't know if James is a regular listener, but he's on BNSS, on a pretty regular basis, I guess. And so he talked about rescue swimmers. Yeah. And one of the things that rescue swimmers are taught is rescue the people closest to you. Yeah, the ones swimming towards you, not swimming away. Yeah, that's right. Instead of chasing people, right? So that's extremely important in this situation. Right? Making sure that you're training those people and paying attention to them, making sure that you are spending time and effort on the ones that are willing to receive that message, right? If you're not doing that, then you end up running into in that rescue swimmer example, you end up losing everybody. Yes. Right, because you went after somebody that didn't want to be caught, or was just a panic. And everybody else drowned. Absolutely. Yeah. And so I thought that was such a crucial point whenever he brought it up, and I told him I was like, I'm gonna steal this, okay? So this is part of the larceny right here. So you want to make sure that we're always doing that training. We're always bringing that network in. We're always making sure that we're connected with the people in our market that want to hear that message, right? Yeah, no, absolutely. Matt, any other thoughts before I kind of wrap this up? We'd love to hear your comments, guys. If you have more questions on this, obviously you can put them in the comments below where you're listening. But come to Brokerpreneur Not So Secret Society on Fridays. That's what it's all about, for us to expand on these conversations and answer your questions. Yeah, and be more interactive with them. And let me say this on the motivation part, right? Because I kind of answered it, but kind of didn't answer it. So when we talk about motivating people to do this, part of it is looking for the people that want to be motivated in your office. So what I mean by that is if you've got people that are listening to your message and they're excited about your message,
if you just go, you know, what great job, and then you try to move on and motivate everybody else, you've actually missed that opportunity to really motivate everybody else.
Yeah.
Right. When somebody is speaking up and they're engaged and, you know, they're talking about this topic and they've got a friend that's an accountant that'll come in and talk and everything, man, engage with that person, put that pedestal on, you know, use that. We talk about it all the time, emotional recognition, right? Give them that
Absolutely.
emotional recognition. And that way it lifts them up. They're going to be more excited. That's going to be contagious. And the next thing you know, that motivation is infecting everybody else.
Yeah.
Right. So when those things crop up and that opportunity comes up, make sure that you're taking advantage of those. Okay.
Yep, absolutely. Well, guys, wherever you're listening to this, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Deezer, any of those platforms, make sure you hit that follow button. If you're watching this on YouTube, what's up? Make sure you hit that red subscribe button, that bell right beside of it, get notified every time we drop a new episode. No better time than the present. And then go to brokerpreneurpodcast.com, see all the cool things that we have to help you grow your brokerage, no matter what phase or stage of the business that you're in. Matt?
Yep.
We bring on amazing guests, just like me, every episode.
Right. Okay. I gotcha.
For one reason, and one reason alone. Tell them what that is.
Man, we just want to be part of your win.